Hey, what's going on, guys? It's No Shoes, and welcome back to another Technique Tuesday. Today, we're going to be reacting to Death March intro off of Immortal Technique's album, The Third World. This is suggested by Above Average Gamer, so thank you, Above Average, for the suggestion. Keep them coming in the comments down below. Don't forget to hit like, hit subscribe, and hit that bell if you want to see more videos like this. But without any further ado, let's get right into it. Let's see what Death March intro is all about. Let's see what Immortal Technique has to say. Let's get it.
This is an invasion, an occupation, Immortal Technique, the evil genius DJ Green Lantern, and you're now in a state of guerrilla warfare. It's been spread by the superpowers of the industry to the third world underground of the streets. This is for all those who have been labeled extremists, maniacs, terrorists. Shit. Welcome to the third world. Invasion and rape.
Okay. Nice intro on the intro. I imagine that's DJ Green Lantern giving us that little preamble there, getting us hyped up for the album. We definitely got that March feel, the snare drums, the bass drum. You can almost feel the feet moving. Let's bring it back just a little bit and then hear what Immortal got to say.
Shit. Welcome to the third world. Invasion and rampant monetary inflation that brought us all to the footsteps of this nation. Peruvians, Haitians, Ecuadorians, Nicaraguans, Colombians, Salvadorians. They call us terrorists after they...
Okay. Listing off just like a bunch of different ethnicities of people, or I've always been kind of confused on like exactly what the word like ethnicity and like race and all those different words mean. If anybody wants to give me a semantics lesson in the comments, I'd be more than appreciative. But mix, it's a little funky starting off here. The drums, they got a great feel to them. Immortal Technique's voice got a great feel to it, but then you put them together and there's something strange happening in the mix. His voice feels very weak. It feels like just there's no power behind it, and maybe that'll change, maybe that'll start to swell as we go, maybe some more layers will come through, but there's just a thinness to his vocal right now that it's not from the actual performance of it into the microphone for the recording, but from something in the mix. And then the drums kind of get a little bit muddy with his voice too. His voice has this kind of harshness that's almost mimicked in the drums, and it's starting to mix just a little bit, it feels like. But let's keep this going.
Inflation that brought us all to the footsteps of this nation. Peruvians, Haitians, Ecuadorians, Nicaraguans, Colombians, Salvadorians. They call us terrorists after they ruined our countries. Funding right-wing paramilitary monkeys. Torture the populace, then blame the communists. The lies are too obvious, propaganda monotonous, and that's not socialism.
Obvious, monotonous, great matching of number of syllables in at least that end rhyme. Beautiful work here.
The communists, the lies are too obvious, propaganda monotonous, and that's not socialist mythology. This is urban warfare through the streets of your psychology. So I'm like the legs of a paraplegic.
And that works well, going from pathology to psychology. Again, we're really matching those syllable amounts, not rhyming all of them, but it fits very well. And he's starting us off in classic fashion, talking about, you know, different forms of government, communism, socialism, all these different topics that swirl around in the political sphere.
Of a paraplegic, really, cause I'm still part of you, even if you can't feel me. You can never debate me. The M4's at your baby like troops with gats in Iraq do daily. So you can marginalize the way you portray me, but don't get Hollywood and try to play me. We can shoot it out in the theater like troops in the 80s. New Jack City class.
Hold up, bring that back.
In the theater like troops in the 80s.
Shoot it out in the theater like troops in the 80s?
Wouldn't try to play me. We can shoot it out in the theater like troops in the 80s. New Jack City, classic crap era, Mac Millie. Shouting BET is not black owned on Rap City. You got a contract to kill me, motherfucker, that's fine. Cause there's a contract to kill your family when I die. So when your car explodes, don't be surprised. Soldier, I'm like Marine Corps.
Damn, there's There's so much going on here, but it's very like simply presented, if that makes sense. I know that's not the best phrase, but regardless, like I said, very simplistic. We got the drums, we got Immortal, and we might have some like strings kind of going across the top here. There's definitely a little bit more to the instrumental than just the drums, but he's moving very quickly through topics. He's making very vague references that, maybe if I was just more educated, I would understand better. I imagine like shooting at theaters like Troops in the 80s. I imagine there was some event where, troops of maybe the National Guard or whatever might have descended upon a theater for probably unsavory governmental reasons. And, there may have been some issues there. I'm not sure exactly, but regardless, he's it's thought provoking. It's conscious rap. He's bringing us topics that he wants to see discussed, and that's what's important because this is how you start conversations. And who knows? Now I might learn something from Google later that I never would have learned. Regardless.
When I die, so when your car explodes, don't be surprised. Soldier, I'm like Marine Corps C4. Even blow the spot with the beat, rocking a 3-4. Canvas the flow, like the ghost of Michelangelo. This is the anthem, immortal technique and Green Lantern. Don't say shit.
That was nice. The C4, then we got to 3-4. That works well. The explosion too. I know that Doom definitely had a couple of those references where he would hit C4 and then he would also have like the bomb explosion go off, but also be referencing the C4 key on the piano.
Anthem, immortal technique and Green Lantern. Don't say shit, bitch. You don't want the check to become a chick. You know what I'm sick with. Lyrical tuberculosis, cocaine overdoses, blood coming out your noses. That's when death approaches. March to my death smiling. Laugh if the end's violent. There's no escape from this political asylum. Revolutionaries don't fear execution.
Yeah, and he just keeps rolling on straight through, which makes sense. As a march, this is constant. He's pushing. There's always movement. There aren't any breaks, just one foot after the other. And like I said earlier, those strings that I thought I heard, they're very present. It is kind of strange to me to hear an orchestra instrument in a march type of setting where, I've never seen somebody marching with a violin, but why couldn't they? It's absolutely possible. Regardless, this is a cool track, man. Definitely kind of going a little bit more over my head than I would prefer, but you gotta learn things from a state of discomfort, right?
This political asylum. Revolutionaries don't fear execution, cause the death of my visible constitution is just the beginning of spiritual evolution. God will reincarnate me as revolution. You can't take out a revolution. You can't kill an idea. Fuck you, stupid. You kill that man, he becomes immortal. Ignore the triplets, this is a fully...
And that's cool. The concept of like, if you kill that man, he becomes immortal. The concept of like the martyr trying to kill the revolution and then turning somebody into an even larger than life symbol of their, what they were fighting against, the battle that they were working towards, the better outcome they were striving for even. And, but great setup here. A lot of great rhymes, a lot of compound rhymes, especially like we went over the monotonous that started with like communist and the different ways he matches syllables. Everything works very well together. I think the mix, as I got used to it, started to sound more pleasing to the ear, but a couple little tweaks here and there, maybe just some volume changes, maybe maybe some slight EQ shifts, whatever it might be. Just a little something to clean up the edges of those layers and keep them from intermingling. But it's very slight.
Kill that man, he becomes immortal. Ignore the triplets, this is a fully loaded 4-4, third world, underground, hardcore, street hop, locked and loaded, motherfucker, you should know it. Blast the doors of the game open and overthrow it.
Ooh, twice. And then just the little echo to take us out. Beautiful, man. Really interesting track here. Again, maybe not my favorite I've ever heard from Immortal Technique, but they can't make your favorite song every time you listen to one. Regardless, that was Death March intro. Thank you again to Above Average Gamer for the suggestion. Keep coming in the comments down below. Let me know what you guys want to see for the next Technique Tuesday, as well as any other artists you want to see on the channel. Don't forget to hit like, hit subscribe, hit that bell, and much love to everybody in the No Shoes gang, and I will see you all next time.